Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 90 of the What the Sheep podcast. And this is a very special episode of the podcast because today marks the 3-year, I said that right, 3-year anniversary of the What the Sheep podcast. So,
Oh my gosh.
just want to say thank you to everyone who's been here from the beginning, people we've picked up along the way, people who still support us. We appreciate you all. It's been awesome. It's been a wild ride, and hopefully there will be more to come in the future. We do have this nice revamp of our little home here. But that's only step one of hopefully some more stuff that we can start integrating. But again, thank you to everyone who's supported us this long 3-year journey. It's been a wild ride. You know what else has been a wild ride? This whole week of Critical Role content. Not only did we get a new episode of Critical Role, we also got 3 new episodes of Vox Machina, and then the 3 that we had last week that we'll kind of talk about a bit. But we also got some pretty major announcements that Critical Role has revealed. Alana, you want to tell the folks at home what was revealed?
Oh my god. My brain is broken. So not only do we already know that we're getting a 3rd season of Legends of Vox Machina, but we learned that they have eked out a first look movie deal with Amazon Studios. So what could that be? What could that look like? Is that an animated movie deal? Might they do a live action? I think it'll probably be animated. Let's be safe. But maybe we'll see some Calamity. Maybe we'll see some one-shot business happening with this, or maybe something new and original. Very exciting. And then they also announced,
and then the other thing,
and then just this little thing off to the side,
little,
the Mighty Nine getting their own TV show.
The Mighty Nine. Holy shit!
I cried.
I know. We're kind of like it's kind of like expected. Like it's like, oh, the next obvious thing with that for them to do the Mighty Nine. But
yeah,
I was thinking like after Vox Machina had ran its course,
definitely,
way later. Not
Definitely.
this soon. And again, they said in the announcement that they're in early production still. So again, we're probably still like 2 years out, like maybe late next year
I
at
reckon
the earliest.
We'll get the 3rd season of Vox Machina before we get Mighty Nine.
Yeah. That's kind of that's common where I'm thinking about
still,
that. Very exciting. Very exciting.
Man.
We have been patient for so long. We just have to be patient for a little bit longer. And all of you folks here tuning in will have to be patient a little bit longer because we will talk about all of that and more later in today's podcast. But first, we have to go through last night's episode of Critical Role. Not too terribly much to dive into with this one. It's a very short and sweet episode, but there are some nice little things we want to talk about with Mori, then meeting some of Fern's old friends, and all of that stuff. So we start this episode right in the tiki bar, making up some drinks. An interesting concoction of different stuff. Yeah. But again, one that really they can't deny, as Fern said, that you don't want to turn down a drink from Mori. Kind of great disrespect.
Isn't it like a rule of the Feywild that you don't accept food or drink from Fey creatures? I feel like that's
where you don't accept it.
Yeah, no, I guess, isn't that like a thing? You don't tell your name, like and you don't eat or drink anything that's been offered to you. It's
probably.
Like, that's a meta rule of the Feywild, but it's a general bad idea to eat things.
It probably shouldn't, but I mean, Mori just looks so trustworthy and kind, so it's like,
definitely, that's what she looks like.
How could you not? How could you not take that?
I get it. Yeah, they've got Fern to kind of tell them it's okay.
They do.
Yeah, that was a cool cocktail. What was it called? It was like the moon's something. Oh, shoot.
Glycerin, moonshine, glycerin or something.
Moon's
something
glycerin,
like that.
Glycerin or something.
Yeah, but isn't glycerin because isn't it like nitroglycerin like an explosive or something something, a chemical? I don't even.
100%.
I don't know. And I only know that because of Atlantis, the old Disney movie. Because nitroglycerin is like a joke that they use in there, and it's like an explosive. But anyways, off topic.
Moonlight
glycerin. Okay, moonshine, yeah. But I do love how everyone is pretty unnerved by this whole setting that they're in, but Ashton is just totally loving it and just totally game. for what's going on. Because I feel like
Yeah.
in Ashton's mind, like they're safe. Like Ashton trusts Fern to some extent, and if
Yeah.
Fern trusts Maury, and this is like Fern's old stomping grounds, what do they have to be afraid of? Like
Yeah.
they're in good
100%.
hands, and so Ashton's just taking it in.
Like
Uh,
Ashton's probably the one that's seen the most shit
yeah,
of like
that too.
most of them. So they're just like, yeah, this is fine. This is cool.
Yeah.
But no, it was cool. I like, yeah, like the dark vision concoction. It gave them some cool buffs.
Yeah.
Interesting way to like kind of introduce how just this is a very magical place. Everything about the
Yeah.
Feywild is magical and will have some kind of tinge to it.
Yeah.
And Maury's great. She's a cool NPC.
She's so
I'm
wonderful.
unnerved and untrusting, I think, in a healthy kind of way of
Yeah.
her. But yeah, great design, really cool kind of character idea.
And I do like how Matt is kind of leaning into that like whimsical like unnervingness of this character.
Yeah.
Because in our first introduction of this character, it was very creepy, just very like looming, just this very esoteric presence. And while that obviously still maintained in this episode, it was more whimsical. It was a bit more relaxed and chill and stuff, but
I think
still
a lot of it.
pretty creepy.
I think a lot of it is she was very forthcoming. So it wasn't that she was secretive or trying to hide information. She was like, they asked her questions and she gave them very kind of informative answers. I think if they'd gone there and they were trying to talk about, the Nightmare King or what's happening with the Unseated Court, and she was kind of keeping stuff close to her chest, it would have made her way more untrustworthy. But she's just like, no, you guys are friends of Fern, so I'm trusting you, and I'm, I've got nothing to hide, pretty much, which, could also maybe be a balance on the, that's a bit disconcerting, the fact that they're so open.
Yeah. Also on the flip side, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a bit sneaky.
But I love the two designs. I love the two kind of Moris that we get, like Head Mori and Belly Mori. The different voices, that's an interesting. I'm not sure we'll ever get any kind of explanation of that, but that's a cool kind of concept of this dual being. As
because then it like, is it actually the same Mori or is it two different entities? Because they acted similarly, but it's
maybe it's like a split of her kind of being, and so the two aspects of her being.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, as
cool,
Felix is saying,
I like
in chat,
it. I like Belly Mori.
Yeah. We need more belly Mori.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say, no, yeah, just the everyone just taking in Mori and trying to like, because Fern talked a big game about Mori and stuff, and so I'm sure they all had their own idea of what Mori was, who they were, what their whole shtick was, and now just seeing just the complete contrast of just like aesthetics, vibes, and stuff is a lot. There's a lot for them.
She's sweet in a Feywild kind of way, but it's a horrifying kind of. It's like we're going to Grandma's house, and you're like, oh, I don't want to go to Grandma's house. It's weird. This is very weird and horrifying.
Yep. It's good.
Ooh, yeah, it was creepy. There's a lot of creepy stuff happening at this place.
Oh yeah, and what makes it even, I don't even know if it's creepier, because again, we were kind of talking about this a little bit. The only other hag that we've really had experience with was a Sharnai, and that was obviously a very evil or nefarious aligned, individual and stuff, and the things that they collected and kind of feasted on or took as trophies seems a bit different than what Mori is collecting.
It's like same but different.
Same but different. Maybe they operate maybe on different like principles and stuff, or they're the same, and we are only just viewing Mori in the lens of a good aligned hag, a better aligned hag than Sharnai because of Fern. It could be that if we were strangers to Mori and we had no connection to Mori at all, this would probably be a very different meeting, way different.
Well, she's very interested in like as you say, collecting and
Mhm.
taking these things. So I think if Belzel's had turned up, without Fern,
Mhm.
it might be she'd still invite you in, but there was that deal exchange. There was
Yep.
that, taking and collecting of things. Um, I don't get the sense she's a thief, if that makes sense, but
No,
like
yeah.
she
She's
would
she's
make a
very
deal or
forthcoming.
make an
Mhm.
exchange, um, whether or not whether or not
Yeah.
that's a good exchange to make.
I
Uh,
wonder if we'll get one of the Bell's Hells making a deal with
mm.
Maury at some point.
Bec- because she said specifically she doesn't like interact with fate. She doesn't
Mhm.
change
Right.
or edit fate. So she's kind of what Ishar and I did. Ishar and I was able to uh you know benefit people, or she was
Mhm.
able to change fortunes, things
Mhm.
like that. Uh but yeah, Maury's like, no, I don't do that. I kind of just collect, and I like my collection. So maybe
Yeah.
she's less about meddling with that sort of stuff and more
Mm.
just,
Mhm.
building a collection and
Yeah.
offering help where she can. Because we don't really know what power she has, except for
No,
the
we
fact
don't.
that
Yeah.
she's left alone and the Unseelie
Mhm.
Court don't want to deal with her.
Yeah.
And the Sealy Court don't want to deal with her. So she
Nope.
clearly has power. I can
Mhm.
imagine she would be like untamed wild magic,
Mhm.
fey magic, spellcasting abilities,
Yeah.
but we don't know to the extent what her actual power is in the Feywild. Archfey, almost certainly,
Oh
but
yeah.
what does that
100%.
mean? What does that actually look like?
Yeah. Yeah. So then, could this? Do you think this like Swamplands is like her domain? Like she
Mm,
made this place, or is
I
this
think
just
so.
where she's taken up her
I
home?
think so.
Yeah.
Or it's gone like that since she's been there. Like
Yeah.
it's her
It's
influence in
her
the
lair
area.
now.
Yeah.
This is where
Um,
she's posted up.
It makes me so kind of like sad we didn't get the Ishani fight in campaign
I
2. They were so
know.
close to fighting
Oh
with her. It would have been really cool to see a
man.
hag fight.
Yeah.
Um,
I will.
but oh well.
Are
But then we got blueberry muffins, so
That's true. We did. Yeah, we did get blueberry muffins. Are hags normally fey, or is that just
I
kind of
think so. Yeah,
a thing here? Because
I think in D&D they're well, actually no. Maybe they're just humanoids. I'm gonna look it up. Adam's gonna beat
if
me
they are
to it.
fey, at least in the his Exandria lore, I guess it could be possible that we see a Sharnai
Mm,
if a Sharnai decided to return to the
they're a
fey realm at some
monster.
point. Ah, there's a monster. Okay.
Checks out.
Yeah. That makes sense. That seems about
Yeah.
right. But Nanamori isn't the only one that we got to meet this episode. We did meet a couple of other uh,
Yeah.
folks from Fern's upbringing, starting with Sweet Pea, an
Adorable.
old sun bear, super cute.
Yeah.
Loved that as they're giving
I
a little
think I've seen
tour.
a thing about sun bears. Oh no, it's sloth bears. Sloth bears are like
Mhm.
incredibly violent and deranged animals, but sun bears are
Yes.
cool. Sun bears are
Yeah.
cool.
Sun bears are chilling. Um,
Yeah.
and then we had
Peepers?
Dr. Nesbitt. Did we meet Peepers? Wait, which one was Peepers?
Yeah, the rabbit with like the kind of
Oh
eyes on its
yeah, that's
ears.
right. Yeah, with the eyes. That's right.
Yeah, that was
Peepers.
really cool.
That was really cute. And then Dr. Nesbitt. I wonder if all of
I
these
love Dr.
were
Nesbitt.
Ashley's creation.
I think so. I
Yeah,
think so.
this feels
I
very.
love I love Dr. Nesbitt. I love the
Yeah,
voice. I love the
so
look
cute.
of them, personality. I'm
Yeah.
getting major like kind of Zazu vibes from The
Yeah.
Lion King.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I love it.
But
And
but
again,
like
it's
a
that
young
whole
Zazu.
yeah,
Before they became all uptight and stuff.
yeah. I guarantee you, there's like canon lore about young Zazu.
Oh
I
yeah,
just,
100%.
but I love that kind of personality of like, I want to join. I'm nervous and I have no information to offer,
Yep,
but
but
I'm
I want
coming
to be
too.
here. I'm here for the
Yeah.
vibes. Like, what can I help with? Well, I'm a good conversation starter. I'm a good companion.
Yeah.
That's about it. That's
Adorable. Yeah.
about all they got.
And like the idea that it looks like a putu, like with a big,
Yeah.
wide open mouth. Like those things are horrifying.
Yeah, yeah. But that tracks. That tracks being
Mm.
in the Feywild. Um, but one of the other big things that happened during this episode was another dream.
Yes.
Which led us to
Yes, yes,
having
yes.
more confirmation that Liliana is involved and is
She
aiding,
is.
whether it be against her will or she's doing it of her own volition. She is helping with creating these
Mm.
keys, these devices,
Yeah.
which I mean we kind of assumed previously,
Yeah.
but it definitely seems like she holds some kind of like a lieutenant status, kind of,
Mhm.
running the
Mhm.
show, keeping an eye on operations and stuff. So
Yeah.
what if we have to fight Liliana at some
Yes.
point?
That's what
What
I
do we have
want.
to? Yeah.
This is what I want.
That'd be-
Give me the trauma.
Man. Yeah, but yeah, it's gonna be like an angsty one because it's gonna be like, Imogen, I told you not to come here. Like, you don't understand the things that we are working towards. Like, we are trying to better the
JRPG.
world. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
No,
Oh,
it would be really cool. And I think we didn't so much get confirmation, but the assumption that the Bells Hells made was that she's in the Marquette one. She's somewhere in the desert.
yes. Yes.
Which checks out. I think that checks out.
Mhm.
She'd probably be with Otahan, and that's most likely where Otahan is.
Yeah. So then is it just because Ira was fired by the Unseelie Court
Yeah.
for this one. So now the
Like,
Unseelie Court are the ones who are in charge of this key, but they're also not aligned with Ludinus, as far as I
No,
know.
we don't know their motives yet.
Yeah.
We don't know why the Unseelie Court want this.
Mhm. Yeah, so I
Yeah,
mean,
and
but that just adds another.
honestly, I can't
Yeah,
really
again,
think of any reason because it's the Unseelie Court.
yeah.
The whole introduction we got to them is that, like, they are creatures of fate and fancy, and they do things
Yeah.
on a whim. And
Mhm.
there's like, not that they're unprepared or unable to plan, and
Yeah.
but yeah, they're very much led by whims. So we don't know what could have spurred them wanting to do this. It could be something as simple as maybe they've been like, maybe they have Ruidus Spawn. We don't know if there's any Fey
Yeah.
Ruidus Spawn. We know that Fern is Ruidus Spawn, but just not an is Exultant. Is that the word we're using? I can't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Ruidus Spawn not exultant? Yeah.
Yeah, so Fey creatures can be Ruidus
Yeah.
Spawn. However, she was on the material plane when it happened. So we don't know. Maybe there are some Ruidus Spawn in the Unseelie Court, and they have this connection, and
Mhm.
who knows, maybe they've been told other things to kind of bring it about.
Huh. Well, okay. So if you can only become Ruidusborn by being in Exandria, perhaps they learned that, and now since Ruidus is kind of like peeking through into the Fey realm, maybe they're trying to make Ruidusborn people, perhaps, or trying
Or
to
I think
tap
it
into
could be
that
something
somehow.
like the Raelora are communicating with the Unseelie Court to be like, hey, bring Ruidus to the Fey realm, like bring
Yeah.
this power to the Fey realm. It's a power you can use because classically in the Feywild, the Unseelie Court are constantly fighting the Seelie Court. They could see this as a potential weapon or a potential boon that they could
Yeah.
use in their battles against the Seelie Court.
Mhm.
So we don't know their motives. We don't know what information they have. We don't know what their plan is. I will say I'm glad they're in the Feywild because it's really cool to go, but I was surprised they picked this as their first choice.
Yeah,
'Cause
right.
It's like, this is the one
They're
we
dealing with a
know
lot of stuff here.
nothing about.
Mhm.
Same
Yeah.
with same with the Shadowfell. It's just like,
Oh, yeah.
but you can kind of also think Shadowfell checks out. Like they would be doing shady shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, oh no, we know nothing.
We know nothing because again with like Ludinus we can kind of like theorize what their whole thing
Yeah.
could be, and like loosely we can kind of maybe get an idea of the Unseelie Court, but again they're so out there, they're so random, they're so quirky,
That's true. They did
that we
choose
don't
the
know.
Yeah, Ryan does say they chose the Fae for the time warp, and that is true. If they can
yeah.
manage to get rid of one and come back
right.
with not much time passed, yeah, strats, good
Yeah.
strats.
They're using their noggins here.
Yeah.
But
We don't
eventually
do that here.
No, yeah, we don't do that here. Yeah, no, we don't do any of that. But eventually they did part ways with Mori and began their trek towards wherever this key is on the horizon somewhere, but who actually knows how far away that is.
And there is that image of Ruidus in the
Yeah.
sky as well that they're making their way towards.
But it was like, wasn't it like, it was like in front of the mountains they were saying, right? Or it was like
Yeah,
weirdly
it's
like
not-
phased?
It's not an image in the sky. It is
Yeah.
a thing that is physically almost there.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Weird.
just not how I imagined it, but I guess like it's just a fragment of its essence that is just like
Yeah.
manifested here.
I like it.
yeah, not exactly what I expected, but totally makes sense for this. And we already had our first encounter with some unsavory folks
Yeah.
in the centaurs.
It felt like too, and you know, it could have been just because of the moment, but I want to know how much of that was planned because they were making those jokes, and
Yeah.
they like kind of made like another really bad joke, and Matt's like, "All right, that's it," and he went
Yeah.
off and then
Yeah.
brought the board back. I want to know if that was a potential encounter or if that was spur of the moment. All right,
Uh-huh.
you guys, here we go. Fun either way.
Yeah. Oh
Uh,
yeah. Just a
but
very
yeah,
simple combat. I always like the combats where they're not trying to kill. And so then it's like, okay,
yeah,
how do we control this? How do we knock them out? And all that
yeah,
stuff. It's an interesting layer to the fight.
yeah. I enjoyed too the stealth at the beginning
Mhm.
where FCG was found.
Yeah.
They're like we mean
We
no
mean
harm.
no
We.
harm. Yeah, and they're like,
How many are you?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good.
It's
That's
so
really good.
it's so funny. Oh my gosh. But speaking of FCG, one thing I wanted to talk about, going back
Ooh.
to getting like dark vision from like the drink and stuff, and then getting like the temporary hit points, like the boon or whatever from the cookies. Like I love the idea of like making cooking like a relevant thing in D&D.
Yes.
Or like if you actually prepare something with the right ingredients and stuff, it can offer like benefits to your party.
Yeah,
Like
it's a different
love
kind of
that
magic.
idea. Yeah, exactly.
Very halfling magic.
Mhm.
Cooking as magic.
Yeah, but I just wanted to throw that in there
Yeah.
because I
I like that too.
super love that that
Yeah.
whole idea. But they were able to overcome this their first
Yeah, they did good.
road bump, I guess, if you will.
And they did pretty good. They
Yeah.
were non-lethal for the most part.
The
last one
the last
kind of couldn't really be helped.
was getting
there.
some Anna Ripley vibes there with
Oh, God.
with the attacks all lining up and
And
no, it was,
now
it was
they
good.
have a walking fog cloud to kind of.
Oh my
protect
god,
them.
that's right. The freaking wild magic surge. That's so funny. Well,
That's
at least her hair
amazing.
didn't fall out this time.
Oh God.
No, so her
something
hair
so
fell
just
out. She turned
weird.
blue, and now fog cloud. Are those the
Yeah.
only three?
I think so.
God, I can't
Oh,
wait
I think
for
she's
the.
done butterflies. Has she done butterflies?
I
Oh, that
think
was
that was
campaign 2. That was
campaign
campaign 2.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Isocross stuff. Well, oh yeah, Ford also lost his hair, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. He came smooth forward. Yep.
There was aberrant wild magic in Aor.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my
Smooth.
God.
Smooth forward.
Forgot about that. Oh, which just makes me want the Mighty Nine series even more.
Oh, my God. I've been. Oh. Let's. Can we talk about it?
Let's talk
Can we
about it.
later?
That's basically what
That's the
episode
episode. Let's be real.
46 was. Not much to talk about, but yes, the Mighty Nine series. So I talked about this a lot on my stream yesterday.
Yeah.
And like the main thing that we were trying to like figure out is how are they going to tell this story, because it is very like piecemeal.
Yeah.
There aren't too many like over like
More of-
arcs that connect across
Yeah, it's more of a
many episodes.
journey
Yeah.
plot than a quest plot.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like it's going to be, I think, very much focused on the characters. I think they're going to have obviously, you know, set goals for
Oh,
each
yeah.
season, which they did in the campaign. But as you say, yeah, it's not so much. We need to, you know, we need to save Whitestone, or we
Yeah.
need to stop the Chroma Conclave. It's going to be very much of we're dysfunctional. We kind of work together. Where are we going with this? And I think, you know, eventually it will solidify into something more important. But I've just been spending this whole last couple days just thinking of little things and constantly just remembering, just kind of oh my God, it's happening. This is amazing. But thinking of all the little things I'm excited about seeing, and hoping that they include them.
Yeah,
because there's just
it's
so many little bits in campaign 2, and I feel like personally campaign 2, I mean, it's the one I first started watching. It's the one
me
where
too.
I made all my Critical Role friendships with, all the people that I've met through the Critical community was during the Mighty Nine.
Yeah, that's how this podcast started.
Yeah,
with the Mighty
100%.
Nine.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm so excited. I keep thinking you know, we're gonna get Curie animated, and maybe one day we'll get Spurt animated.
Oh yeah. Oh my, 11 days. Oh my
11
god.
days. I
Yes.
win.
I win. Oh my god, but it's so true because like again, like obviously the Legends of Vox Machina being released was like huge and very, very
Yeah.
exciting. But again, I didn't really watch all of campaign
Mm.
1. And so like most people who had seen it were very excited to see certain things animated, where I was just like, oh
Mm.
yeah, that'd be cool. I don't remember like
Yeah.
watching it in the campaign, but with campaign 2, I'm just thinking of all the like the attack on the Zauber Spire, seeing that animated,
Yes.
seeing Lorenzo animated, where
Yeah.
now there's
Oh
like very
God.
specific things that I am so excited to see in an animated form. It's just, oh my god.
And I think it's so like when a little bit of a skip ahead talking about Vox Machina, but when I was watching the first episode of the second season
Mhm.
and the Chroma Conclave were
Oh
attacking,
my
and
god,
there's
that
like
was so
so many
cool.
excellent shots of Thordak, but there
Oh
was just
yeah.
like one shot of Thordak, and I think it was them flying together as a group towards the
Hmm.
city. And I paused and I was like, oh, like I'm feeling feelings right now. This
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
so um I use this word too much. I know when it's not always appropriate, but it's so cathartic
Yeah.
watching it.
Hmm.
Feeling just like the this thing that means so much to so many people is
Yeah.
now presented in a new way to enjoy.
Hmm.
And you can just tell the love and the
Oh yeah.
passion that goes into these things.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I had a real moment watching it,
Yeah.
and I've had that moment like 50 times in the past 2 days thinking about the Mighty
Yeah.
Nine.
Yeah.
Um, Oh my
We'll actually
god.
get all of those amazing, amazing things. Like I'm
We're
just
gonna get
thinking,
like at least 2, 3 seasons of Cowboy Ford back as well.
oh yeah,
Like,
100%. But
oh
freaking like
man.
seeing like the level of like love that was put into the Chroma Conclave in these handful of episodes we've seen so far. Like imagine that level of like Lucian, the Nonagon, like fully evolved with
Yes.
the eyes and stuff. Like imagine
Jesus.
seeing that fully animated and stuff
Yeah.
with the same level of detail and just oh so much. Um, but yeah, like going like talking about the Legends of Vox Machina, this second season has totally blown me away. In terms
It's
of just production
wild.
quality and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
It
insane.
sounds weird. It sounds weird to say, but the characters feel more like rounded or fleshed out, I
Yeah.
guess. Or like I don't know if it's just the first season. Maybe when they were making it, they didn't know if they were getting the second season at the
Hmm.
time. I'm not sure the timing and everything, but it felt in some aspects the character development couldn't necessarily happen too much. One, because it
Yeah.
was a major focus on Percy's character, so he
Hmm.
got a lot of the growth. But I feel just so far already the characters feel so real and just I'm loving them all getting their own moments and
Yeah.
chances to like expand and
Hmm.
explore. Um, oh gosh, and you're right. The production value is
Oh,
like
out of this world.
incredible.
It's like
The animation looks so good.
yeah.
Uh, the music is incredible. The sound quality is incredible. There
Hmm.
was this moment in episode 4. So slight spoilers if you haven't seen the most recent episodes that just came out yesterday, but in episode 4 when they're fighting the beholder, the not beholder, sorry, it's
Yeah,
not
the
a
not
beholder,
beholder. Yeah.
the beholder,
Yep.
the sound design of that
Oh, that
creature,
was
like I
creepy.
took it
Oh
back just to
yeah.
watch it because it's like that ramping
Yeah.
up almost industrial noise,
Yeah.
like power noise.
Uh-huh.
I love that kind of thing. It reminds me of like
Hmm.
Godzilla. um
Yeah, and
yeah, that was amazing.
speaking of Godzilla, in that first episode, Thordak got his own like
Oh
Godzilla moment with like
my
the flames
gosh.
igniting along their neck, and then like the
Like
fire
a hot
turning
rod.
blue with the jet engine sound. Like, oh my! I got chills when I watched that. I was like,
Like
holy shit!
the explosion of his breath, like
Yeah,
when it hit its peak and
yeah,
caused essentially a mushroom cloud to like
yeah.
appear over the
Mm-hmm.
bay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's scary. I'm like
Yeah.
terrified
I was
because
yeah.
how do you fight that?
I don't know. I don't know. They are really dialing it up with showcasing their power. But I was in a I had the pleasure of being in a theater for those
I
first
can
3
only
episodes.
imagine.
Um, and
So
for that
jealous.
moment, that blue fire moment, like everyone was like, oh, like holy,
Yeah.
like everyone had to catch their breath. for that one.
Even seeing like a really cool thing that I liked was seeing the difference between Ryshan and Umbrasil's attack, because
Yeah.
for the longest time, poison and acid, they, you know, you get your kind of green, you get your kind
Yeah.
of similar-ish breath weapons. I like the way they differentiated the way those kind of gruesomely killed people.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But I love Umbrasil. Umbrasil's like one of my
Man.
favorite fights in the first campaign, and just I've always loved Black Dragons. So he's so cool.
Yeah, and
he's so evil.
It's so interesting because I never really put a lot of thought into what a breath weapon would look like, or like what kind of these effects would look like. And it's so like disgusting
His
the way
gullet,
Umbrasil has
like,
the gullet just like heavy with the acid ready to come out and stuff. Oh, and the wings dripping the acid as well. So cool. Oh my god.
Very, very, very cool.
Absolutely terrifying.
And horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very horrifying.
And then the size of Vorogol, the white dragon.
Yeah.
Massive. Massive.
Huge.
Because they're like the kind of the brutes of the chromatic dragons, and that's also terrifying. Like, you can go up against a smaller dragon like Umbrasil or Ryshan, but just the pure force of the white dragon's going to be a totally different fight, totally different style.
Yeah, and we got a bit of a taste of the again, spoilers if you haven't seen the 3 episodes from yesterday. We got a glimpse of what a fight with these dragons could look like.
I wanted to mention that. I'm really enjoying the way that they're kind of making the changes. One, to make the story, I think, maybe a bit more seamless and a bit more not coherent. Not to suggest that it was incoherent, but kind of play better for the 10 episode time limit that they have.
Yeah.
But I'm really enjoying it. Like, I'm not enjoying the Sphinx. Spoilers. The Sphinx dying. That upset me. That upset me a lot. But I really liked the Dragon Sphinx fight. That was a really cool addition. And as you say, getting a bit of a taster for Umbrasil and what they are like to fight. And now Umbrasil has Mythcarver, which is concerning. I don't expect them to necessarily use it.
No,
but you got to imagine it's still a creature that can take the power of this weapon and be bolstered by it. My gosh, it's horrifying. It's now they're separated. That's also a very cool thing.
Oh man,
because of Grog.
Oh my god. Oh,
I like that they spent some time setting up Craven's Edge. Like, it wasn't just a one episode deal. We got it over the episodes. And seeing Grog get more and more kind of concerned with it and get more and more kind of like, oh, okay, this feels a little bit like knowing to hide it from people is when you probably know that something's not right. That's going to be a horrible kind of moment.
Not going to be good. Not going to be good.
I'm guessing, my guess is going to be that they've gone to Western. They've gone to Wilhand, I reckon. And then they're going to kind of have their moment with the herd while the rest are in the Feywild dealing with Singorn and Fen for whatever that guy's name was.
Fenris?
Creepy dude. Fenris was the bow, I think.
Oh, yeah. Or Venthris. Or Fenthris is the bow.
Venthris, you're right.
Like that.
And then,
But doesn't that mean we're going to get... Does that mean we're going to get Artagan? Right?
I think so. That's what I was going to say. I think next episode we're going to get Garmelie.
Garmelie. What the... Oh my god.
Surely, right?
Holy. Yeah.
Surely. They can't not.
I would think so.
They can't not.
Yeah. But anyways, just to like bridge like season 1 and season 2, like it is such a big difference. And I kind of talked about this yesterday a bit, where season 1 again was brilliant in its own right. But it definitely felt like a Kickstarter season. You know, it definitely felt like this was the crowdsourced, the crowdfunded season. And then season 2 is for sure like the Amazon backed full production quality season, which is insane.
Really quite interesting. A lot of the shows you do see on Amazon, and like if you look at another example would be like what's it called, like Invincible or like The
Mhm.
Boys or things like that, they do kind of like very much let the creators and
Yeah.
the people behind the projects just take control,
Mhm.
because it's almost like there is a bit of a trust there of, this is your show, this is what you're doing, and you can kind of feel it because it doesn't feel micromanaged, if
No,
that's
it
it.
doesn't.
Like,
Yeah.
there's been
No,
a
not at
lot of
all.
adaptations that haven't done well,
Mhm. Yeah.
um uh but it's, yeah, it's really, you can kind of definitely tell, like, oh, this is a Critical Role production, like
Yeah.
this is
And
their story, this is the jokes they would make,
mhm.
um which is really cool and just so exciting. It feels like, you know, I'm not going to get into Amazon as a company and anything like
Yeah.
that, but it does feel like they've got a good relationship with Amazon, to the
Yeah.
point where I'm not going to be surprised at new announcements. I'm just going to be excited for them because, you know, of course
Exactly.
we're going to get a Mighty Nine animated.
Mhm.
Of course they're going to have a movie deal. Like,
Mhm.
things are going well. They've kind of
Yeah.
bought into a property that comes with its own fan base pre-made,
Yeah.
um,
And
which
it's a
is, you know,
very
very
safe.
exciting for the fan base.
Yeah, it's a very safe fan base too, because we're very loyal. We are very dedicated
Mm,
to Critical Role media and stuff. My concern would be
mm.
is if they like oversaturate the
Yes,
content
that is another
that they
thing.
make.
Yeah.
Because I do think obviously Vox Machina is perfect, Mighty Nine's perfect. I think a Calamity movie is perfect.
Yeah.
Um, I know people will probably want like a Bell's Hells animated series,
Mm.
which I could see. Again, the Bell's Hells
Yeah.
still needs to run its
I,
course.
I think a big part of it is letting things kind of mature a bit before you
Yeah.
then move on to adaptations. Because I
Mhm.
think with Vox Machina, obviously they had a lot of time before
Oh yeah.
they kind of moved into the animated series, but they also kind of like tested the waters with comic books, and you know,
Yeah.
we got little bits, we got tidbits, and it allows that kind of connection and that appreciation for the original streams and the
Mhm.
original story to kind of grow, and you know, it's almost nostalgia
Yeah.
going into these shows. And the Mighty Nine's the same sort of thing, but I would argue that the Mighty Nine is probably their most popular content, their most popular IP
Yes.
is the Mighty
Yeah.
Nine. So it makes sense that they've moved more quickly onto this than they did with
Mhm.
Vox Machina,
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
obviously because they've got the deals already assigned and the Kickstarter's
Yeah.
already there. I would like to see, if they do anything with Bell's Hells, that it is, they still wait some time
Yeah.
since the campaign. I don't want to see a Bell's Hells animated series while Bell's Hells is still running.
Yeah, that'd
Which
be a
I
bit
don't think
strange.
it would. I
Yeah.
think if we're, you know, a year and a half, 2 years out from Mighty Nine, we're not going to get
Mhm.
Bell's Hells.
For then
Bell's Hells
another
campaign's probably
like
not going to last that long.
yeah.
Or it
Yeah.
could do. Or it could do. We don't
Yeah,
know. We have
who
no
knows?
clue.
Who knows?
Who knows?
We have no idea. But speaking of the different like medias that
Mm,
Critical, or like different like media outlets that Critical Role is using to tell their stories and stuff.
mm.
We have, you know, comics, we have board
Yes.
games, we have the animated series, we obviously have their games and stuff. We have one shots. The big one that I'm looking forward to next, if they ever do it, is like video games or
Yeah.
games of some kind. Even if it's just like simple little pixel games, you know, like akin to like a
Yeah.
Stardew Valley or something, where you're just on Caduceus's Grove and you're just tending to the gardens or
Oh
whatever.
my gosh.
Um, or if it's just
An
like a
idle
full on,
play.
yeah, like an idle play or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, I could see them tackling a smaller like video game project like that, like a mobile game
Yeah.
or something, or like a Switch game maybe. Um,
Mm.
but it would be cool if they're making like a full on like RPG story of like the Mighty Nine and
That
all
would
that,
be
or
cool.
in the Exandria universe. But
Yeah.
who knows if they would
Who
ever break
knows?
into that space?
Yeah.
No idea. No idea.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think, I mean, if we were getting a first look movie deal, like, there's reasons to expect there could be other movies as well.
yeah.
Towards the end. I'm holding out for Calamity as the movie. I think it, because they are setting up, and well, we don't know, but I can assume they're setting it up. They've got the same animations, they're the same teams that are going to be behind the Mighty Nine series, that it is going to be connected series. So even if it's its own thing, you know, I don't think it's going to be the Legends of the Mighty Nine. It's going to have its own name, essentially. But there is going to be connections. Like, you know, Janet Varney might still voice Villia in season 4 in 10 years' time. But like,
yeah.
you know, there will be the idea that this is the same universe as this other show that you've seen on our streaming platform. And I want to see that with the movies as well. Like, you know, if they do Calamity, it's, hey, this is the thing that kind of kickstarted it. And I wanted to talk about the two. I'm loving all the Calamity stuff we're getting. They're really setting up a look for the Calamity.
Which is again why I think that one makes the most sense, because we also have been getting a bit more like Pervan in this as well.
Yes, yes, that was very cool, and he was horrifying. Pervan was scary. I want a very little thing now that thinking about Pervan. I've seen in the trailers that there is a wolf that attacks Grog this season at some point, but I don't know where he's coming from, because I think initially he came from that bead that was able to hold it. They swapped that around with Sarah, which I like. That was a cool kind of like way to have them fuck with them. But I want to know where Goldrick's coming from, because I love Goldrick so much.
I hope they didn't just take them out.
Give me Goldrick. Well, that's the thing. I want to believe the wolf that attacks Grog in the trailer is Goldrick.
Is Goldrick,
yeah.
I guess it could be.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe in Western, but I don't know why they'd be in Western. But
I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll see. That was just a little tangent.
Yeah, we'll see. But I'm excited for the next 3 episodes, because it'll probably be. I imagine like they'll be obviously they'll be following 2 different storylines. Or are there 10 or 12 episodes in this season?
Probably 12 actually.
Yeah, if they're following like 3.
Let's have a look.
So the next 3 and then the final 3.
We've got titles.
That's right. Yeah, we actually know.
Echo Tree, and A Test of Pride. Ooh. So Fey Realm, I'm guessing, is going to be them kind of exploring and maybe running into like Singhorn and their father.
Oh yeah.
Which you know, we might get the line.
Oh like, yeah.
This is Lady Vexalia.
This is Lady Vexalia. Oh.
Echo Tree is the battle with what's his face?
That one.
It's Sildor, right? No, that's the father's name, or is it?
Adam.
What's the name of the?
Adam. What's the name?
Adam. No, I'm racing Adam. I can race Adam for this. So damn it, he got
Sondor at the same time.
Yeah. So that's the Echo Tree. And then Test of Pride. I mean,
that one feels.
But then the episode after that is the Kill Box.
Oh.
Got Kill Box, Belly of the Beast, and the Hope Devourer. Yeah.
Oh.
Very exciting.
We already know what Hope Devourer is going to be about. We already know that one. Which is interesting, because then are they going to kill all 3 of the rest of the dragons in season 2? Then I mean, they would have to, obviously.
Unless I could see them maybe doing, because they've kind of like they've changed Anna Ripley's character a little bit as well. Like her kind of being involved with Umbrasyl is like a new kind of feature. I could see them kind of being like take on I don't know why I can never remember the white dragon's name.
Vorgol.
Vorogul, thank you. Take on Vorogul and Thordak in season 3, and then leave Raishon for season 4 as kind of like an antagonist, leading up with Anna Ripley, leading up to Vecna.
I could see that,
because I feel like the fight with Thordak has to be like a big end of season fight. That's a massive
100%
thing. But then I'm trying to think, it could be like, you know, they do Raishon and, you know, Scanlan leaves, and then they set up a Tarian season.
We could see that.
But they're really, I like how they're setting up Scanlan's character a lot earlier with kind of the, you know, just want someone to love, feels like no one cares about them, doesn't have any strong connections. The comment of, you know, maybe love will find you. I'm excited to think we'll get Callie at some point. Which here's the thing. I thought I think it's like the 2nd episode, or maybe it's the 1st episode of the campaign, there's like a tiny little child that Grog's like, oh, look at you. And they look really angry. I thought that was Callie. And then everyone's like, no, that's Raishon.
Yeah, that one. Wait, no.
And I was like, oh, I misread that completely. I didn't even notice the green eyes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I had kind of thought something similarly too. I was like, well, wait a minute, who is that? And because I was in the audience, and the audience around me was like, oh, it's her.
Yeah. It's like,
and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. It's
I was just like,
it's the deceased deceiver. That's right.
Checks out.
Yeah. But I think someone was mentioning that there's going to be about 5 seasons of Legends of Vox Machina. I think Sam was saying something about that. Obviously, nothing's official. But that would kind of make sense if there was about 5 seasons, because, we have 2 and 3 for Chroma Conclave, 4 wrapping up Ripley, Raishan stuff, and then also setting up for Vecna. And then season 5 would be all Vecna stuff. Yeah. So.
And that would be, because they've also got to still... I mean, we can assume this season, well, we know this season, they'll get Vex's Vestige, they'll get Grog's Vestige. They still need to get Cabal's Ruin and the plate armor and the Spire. So they've still got a few more.
Cabal's Ruin and Myth Carver, Ripley has those. Because Ripley picked up Cabal's Ruin in, like, Marquette or something.
Yeah. So there's going to have to be the what's the word? I don't know the word. They're going to have to fight her.
Yeah. And I wonder because I think they did have a tussle in Marquette. No, I can't remember if they ever even met Ripley and Marquette. I think they had just barely missed her.
They were tracking her.
Yeah, they were tracking her.
Yeah, because then they went to that island. Yeah.
That's right. I wonder if they'll just totally cut all of that traveling out and just have it all be in like
everyone's
Western.
saying Whisper too. Yeah, of course. I kind of thought they might have just integrated Whisper into the Deathwalker's ward. But that's really cool. Talking about how they're going to fight Thordak, seeing the way that the Vestige actually works in the show, like it is powerful. I like that they incorporated the haste and the speed.
The
that
boots
Vax had initially from his boots.
Yeah,
but you're like, oh yeah, this is a powerful thing. And there's a really cool shot. I think it's like when Vax is like going absolutely to town, like destroying this Not Beholder. And like it cuts back to the group, and Keyleth is like,
oh yeah,
she's looking. She's looking respectfully.
She's perceiving.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to chat. They've kind of incorporated the aspects of the boots of haste into the Deathwalker's ward. Because I don't think it would be another thing. It'd be like, hey, I also got these boots that make me move fast.
Right.
I think it just makes sense to. Yeah, I'm hoping we get the wings at some point too, because
you already know they're going to be unveiled in like the coolest fucking way ever.
Yeah. Well, I think they're unveiled initially when Gilmore pushes him off a cliff, right? Like, if I remember correctly, after the Rakshasa fight, I think it is. Like he pushes him off a cliff, and the wings come out.
I guess it could be in a silly moment like that, but if they're changing some things, maybe it would be something cool, like saving Keyleth or something.
Yeah, I like the way it kind of glows. Maybe we'll see if they go like that path of showing it getting exalted and like growing and changing. Awakened. That's it. Yeah, awakened and exalted. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. It looks cool and I like it. I don't like that, obviously we're at the sad part of Vax's story. Being haunted by the Raven Queen. I love that imagery of his fate line being tied to his sister, and then she cuts that and attaches it to herself. Very, very cool.
Oh God. Oh, it's just setting up the angst for
setting up the sad that I need.
Oh God, I can't wait to see it animated. Oh God, I can't wait.
Yeah. Jesus, I forgot. I know, but at the same time, I was just like, it's gonna have to end eventually.
Yeah.
I don't think
we just never have. We don't need to get to that episode. Just keep filling it with a bunch of filler.
Destroys me every time I watch it.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I rewatch it every night, like that scene every now and then when I want to feel sad.
Just to feel
and just Matt's like, you feel a cold sensation in your chest, Vax. I'm like, nope.
Fuck you.
It gets me. Oh, it's so good.
Lord.
But is there anything else we wish to touch on with Mighty Nine, Legends of Vox Machina, or last night's episode?
Oh, just what a week.
What a week. Critters, we are feasting once again. There is so much to look forward to. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
But I suppose
No, so good. Sorry.
No,
I heard a noise in my kitchen and I was distracted for a moment.
No, you're all good. But yeah, I guess with all that being said, we can go ahead and call this one a wrap. So as always, thank you all for joining us. Thank you for joining us for 3 years. It has been a long time that we've been doing this, so
well done.
yep, we
Well done
made it.
us.
3 years
Yeah.
done and dusted, wrapped up in a nice little bow. So thank you to everyone who's come out and shown your support. Thank you to everyone who's watching this on the YouTube upload or on any of the podcasts, wherever this finds itself. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in. It means a lot to us. If you wish to support us further, you can follow us on our social medias or on the What the Sheet Twitter. Links for those are in the description down below. We post updates on when we're going live, when we take off weeks and all that stuff. You can also join our Discord server where there's a lot of fun folks in there. You can meet some really cool people that all share a passion of Critical Role, so be sure to check that out.
Yeah.
Again, links are in the description. So everyone, I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Don't forget to love each other. Spread the love to everyone you meet, to everyone you see. The world needs more love in it, so make sure you spread it around. But also don't forget to love yourself. That's the most important thing you can do. So take care of yourself, eat some food, drink some water, get plenty of rest. I'm proud of you, and thank you again. And so everyone, I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful rest of your morning, day, evening, wherever you may be on this glorious earth. And we will see you all very soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye.